we're going to go step by step on how to build your very first Billy bookcase.
The instruction manual with no words.
I think we'll just have to describe it. Or the full video component is just all interpretive dance. I think I love that whole idea.
It's going to be amazing. I love that.
Mary.
Serina.
We have hit record.
Welcome to our first podcasting episode.
Oh my goodness. We have done it.
We've done it. Here we are.
Now we're done. Okay. We can check it off.
That's it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
We hope we've built a beautiful community here.
Oh my. Well, so it has taken a little bit to get us to this point, hasn't it, Mary?
A little bit, yes. But welcome to our Then When podcast.
The Then When podcast, where you can take your entire backlog and dump it all over us and we'll help you get through it.
The podcast that helps you do those things you've always said you wanted to do. We're your hosts, Mary and
Serina.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're feeling a little bit kooky, a little bit fun today. I know. Wanted to kind of get this started. We've been talking about it for a while. I think we each have had some drive or desire to just take kind of our normal chatting and bring it forward and actually do something with it, you know? So instead of us just shooting the breeze with each other and putting it out there for other like-minded or appreciative audiences, I feel like this has really given us an outlet to practice our own then when. So
yeah, definitely.
So let's go ahead and let's figure out why this podcast.
Why this podcast? Well, we're two friends for a long, long time, and we just like to hang out. We're very similar. We're funny, we're goofy, we're creative, and also we're very introspective, right? And so we always have these great conversations, checking in with each other, and it just leads into other things. And we thought, you know what? This might be a good thing to bring to a community of like-minded people. So here we are, our first Then When episode.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that we also do for each other, and I think this is kind of a point in this podcast for us, is we often challenge each other and hold each other accountable. Yeah. So over all of that time, I would say 20 plus years now, that we have been in each other's lives and we are championing and cheering each other on. But we've also checked in and said, hey, I'm going to call you out on something right now. And a lot of that has been around us putting off things we've always wanted to start or always wanted to try, always giving an excuse to why we are not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, life gets in the way, right? It's easy to have an excuse or to push something, kick it down the road, so to speak, right? But when are we going to do those things? When are we finally going to say, this is the moment I'm going to put that Lego set together? Oh, I had this awesome Lego flower set I got for something, and it had been sitting in the box. Exactly.
Could it be this one?
No, it's an orchid one, but I do like that one too. And you know what? One night I was like, why am I going to let this sit in the box? Oh my gosh, see? Ooh, that one is nice.
That was cool. All right, so we aren't sponsored by Lego, FYI. We're just big nerds and we love to build things.
Reach out to us.
I will tell you, as much as I love to build things, guess what I haven't done with these two sets? So,
do you like the ASMR of the box better than building?
Should I bring it in a little closer? Yes, so today we're going to build a succulent Lego set.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but it could be little things like that, you know, that it's like, oh, I'm going to check in with you on that Lego set.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna bookmark that one as one of my little then whens. It's going to be one of the amuse bouches of then whens.
Yeah. So I like to save those things for moments when I have some downtime and I don't want to be on my phone. So I have to, like, purposely think, what else am I going to be doing? Sometimes it's a puzzle because I'm a huge puzzle nerd.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's reading a book. But yeah, like that's what I'm trying to figure out too, is like, what can I do with these little moments where I'm not wasting my time doing something I'd rather not be doing?
Right. And like if you're like me, and I know my biggest Achilles heel is I will prioritize everybody else's item before mine. And I will be like,
Totally.
"Ooh, tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're building. Tell me what you want to get to do." So, in a sense, this podcast is kind of doing double duty. It's doing something for me that I have been wanting to do, and also making sure I prioritize because I will be held accountable. Mary will make sure of it. The
Yeah.
audience, I hope, eventually as we grow, will
Yeah.
make sure of it. So it's a little self-serving, um but yeah, I think the other part of it is I get to help elevate and connect. I love connecting people. I love connecting
Yeah.
ideas. I'm just a
You're a
big
good
puzzler.
connector.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So I love people. People have always been a passion of mine. Observing in curiosity, but not judgment, and
Mm-hmm.
I think
Love that
maturity
sign
has helped
behind
with
you.
the judgment. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
really, I think that that's what this is going to help breed. And I really hope for this podcast as we're fumbling through it. Mary and I have had little to no experience with podcasts. I've participated in one in the
Ooh,
long time ago, but I wasn't the one running the the
the
show at that
show.
point in time. So we're looking forward to being amateurs together and bumbling through and messing up and hearing from
Yeah.
people about how we messed up,
Yeah.
and
Breathing
and
into the mic too close.
yes. I'm like you're popping my peas too
We're
much,
not
but
popping those peas.
so so yeah, so I think Mary and I both, and I want to, I'll let you speak to your side of it too, but we've always been so just inclusive with people. We always want to grab the person who's awkward in the corner and learn about them and what makes them tick and the things that they love to do,
Yeah.
and find the way that incorporates into um, either ourselves or for themselves or for a group, and create these little communities. And I really think that's powerful.
Yeah. I've always been a nerd about human behavior and I've always been social. I've always been talkative. That was something that my teachers always said to my parents. Mary's so talkative. Um, Not really on topic with the educational stuff. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I've always been curious about human behavior. And I love one of the things I love about going to a place I haven't been is like sitting in a public space and just watching.
Mhm.
Because it really can tell you a lot about people. I love hearing other people's stories and perspectives because you never know what's going to spark for you there, or how you may connect in that moment, or maybe not. Maybe some meetings are fleeting, right? And that was that. But you never know who you meet. I've met so many interesting people just by starting a conversation. But I'm that person that will talk to anyone in the grocery store.
I have a grocery store story, but I think I'm going to hold on to it for a little later down the road because it's a very endearing story for me. But just, make sure, hold me accountable for that story later on
Oh,
in future episodes. So,
I definitely want you to share that story. I love it so much. I guess we're doing what is that, like a trailer? A trailer to your story.
yeah,
A
it's
teaser.
yeah, a teaser. Be like, previously on the Then When podcast, Serena divulged that she had a secret about a grocery store. Not really a
No,
secret.
it's a soap opera
Oh,
podcast.
I like it. We're like, can we do a telenovela? Because I really love the passion.
Oh my gosh, I do too. See, so many creative juices flowing right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, like, we gotta start creating a list. I think, part of it's going to be, like, keeping track of the new things that pop onto our list just because we start just ideating away while we're on
Yeah.
these
Which,
shows,
you
so
know what though? We've done that in the past because the thing about us is like we've always wanted to work together. And so finding a space for us to come together and do what we do best, which is this, just like hanging out and jiving and being authentic around each other, holding each other accountable. That's the kind of stuff we do best. And also, having fun along the way. I
Yeah.
mean, we are goofy most of the time, right?
We try not to take ourselves too seriously. There are
Yeah.
moments for being serious and dialing it in. I know with a lot of the stuff that's going on all over the place, there's moments for it, but levity and being able to sit with people and really share creativity and community, I think that's a good, source of ensuring that we maintain our humanity. And I think
Yeah.
that is going to be very important as we take this journey. I'm very excited about what it can mean. And just
Me too.
kind of coming back to how we got here is just all the conversations that Mary and I have had have been just that. It's been making sure that we're checking in with each other, that we're learning from each other all the time. And
Hmm.
there's so many things that I can sit here and on. I will extol the virtues of knowing Mary my entire life. There's not enough hours in the day. It's just I think it's very important to know that you've got people who are invested in your mental well-being, your passions, your progress, and it's beautiful when you find those people.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? For me, I mean, you and I have been connected for such a long time, and yet we've woven in and out of each other's lives a little bit, right?
Mhm,
And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think it's beautiful, our journey together. But for me, I've had to find that my community of people, my like minded people. Because what I learned, coming through the ranks here is just that really we all need a community of people, right? Our people that we can be our whole selves with, that we can be vulnerable with, that we can have fun with and learn from and reach out to each other when we need each other and celebrate each other when
mhm,
when we're together and when we're apart. And that's been a journey for me for sure. And so now to be here having cultivated that, because that's really what we're doing, right? We all live our own independent lives. So, really, stuff outside of work and our immediate family, I feel like needs to be cultivated. We have to purposely choose each other
yes, and
and
even
those
that
things.
is difficult for some people, right? So,
Yeah.
if you're Mary, you jump right in. You are direct. You just jump in. You don't meet a stranger. Like, literally, every time I'm out with Mary, I wind up making at least 10 new friends just by virtue of her jumping in and being like, "I need to talk to you."
I will
So
talk to anyone.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
always curious about people, but sometimes I even choke up a little bit about like, how do I start the conversation? And
Mm.
when we were all in lockdown for so long, I turned into this little hermit that really was struggling to get back into the social aspects of things. So I had to challenge myself a lot to the point my poor neighbors, I would follow them almost to their door just to keep talking to them to practice my social, like,
Oh,
acuity. And
yeah.
there are parts to that over time and as you're working the muscles again or for the first time, and I think that's going to be very important for this is really working on what is stopping you. What
Mm.
is stopping you? And if it's just the excuse or it is that you just need to prioritize your time, it can be something something small to something huge. Um and I think that us exploring that even amongst ourselves and then expanding it out, we really want to hear from people, all sorts of people.
Yeah.
And we want to hear about them in every stage of their journey. If they're just thinking about something, they just got inspired by something that they have been worried about how they would be judged, or if they're just deathly afraid of public speaking, whatever it can be,
Yeah.
And I know the bigger things are big and they're not going to be a light switch. And there's going to be opportunity for us to kind of do more check-ins, right? It's
Right.
stage and progress, kind of
Yeah. But
base.
I think here we want to build a community, right? So if you're building your own community, guess what? you got a community here with us.
Yeah.
Welcome. Here we
Welcome.
are. We're here to be messy and gross and disgusting and beautiful and wonderful with all of you together
Perfectly
because
imperfect. Yes.
exactly. That's the human experience, right? And that's like the real authentic, not that social media glitz and glamour nonsense, the real nitty gritty. The
Right.
people, when you're in the car, those people next to you that are driving by, picking their nose, they don't give a crap, you know? We're here to be nose pickers with you. What was I doing with that line?
I mean, I don't know where you're going with it, but I'm kind of liking the riff. Let's
I'm
go.
definitely not picking my nose in the
Look,
car,
if you've
but
always wanted to pick your nose and you've been afraid to do it because somebody told you there was a monster in your nostril, we believe in you. On this podcast, we're going to root you through your very first nose picking.
we're here to bring you through your childhood trauma. No, I'm kidding.
We don't have a couch.
But
We
you can provide BYOC, bring your own couch,
Oh, that's
or
true.
wherever you're listening to this podcast,
Yeah.
in your car. Maybe you're watching it as you're moving or sitting.
Hopefully not while you're driving.
Definitely
We
don't
don't
watch
condone
this
that.
while you're driving, but listen to it because it's fun. I'm
Yeah,
sure you guys will laugh along with us.
hopefully.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's so nice to speak to other people because it just makes us all real to each other, right? It connects us all. I really try to, bring my whole self here even when I go out, in the grocery store and all of that and whatever that looks like. And I'm also not going to be as vulnerable with you as I am with somebody in the grocery store because that's not good for me, you know?
Or
And
you're
I,
talking vice versa, is you're not just gonna spill on a stranger in the groceries.
yeah, that's not socially appropriate.
Well, you might just vibe, you might just
Oh,
be like, "Oh,
totally.
how do we not know each other until just this moment?" So,
Yeah. Oh, I have met people in the strangest things. Literally, such a good friend of mine now, I met in a parking lot at a conference. I met like I was sitting at a table full of people and I saw this one person and I just had this feeling like I need to know her. And that was it. And then we've been friends ever since. And it's just, but like I wouldn't have those feelings or those experiences if, I guess, one, if I wasn't who I am, right? And two, if I was more like sitting in a corner and took less risks like that.
right.
But that
Have
stuff
you
is
always been that way, though? I mean, were you always, like,
no.
somebody who or did you have to practice at it a bit yourself?
Yeah, I definitely had to practice how to be like that. I mean, when I was a kid, I was like this a little bit, right? But I was teased a lot as a kid, and so that impacted my self-esteem and, like I had groups of friends, but I don't know, like being somewhere where I was outside of my comfort zone was like not really my jam, right?
Mhm, mhm.
It wasn't until I was just talking to my mom about this yesterday. Like funny, that it wasn't until I had this experience in college where I got to go to California to be an RA for the summer. And it was the first time I was alone in my life. I'm like the oldest of four.
Ooh,
We were a big family of six, and I was never alone until this moment. And it sucked. It was so hard. I cried so much, but it ended up being this like amazing experience in the end because I became comfortable with being by myself, right? And
mhm.
I became comfortable with being uncomfortable because I knew that I was eventually going to be okay, you
Yeah,
know? And I still carry that with me now. Like, how long am I really going to be uncomfortable for? I ask people that. I'm like, when they talk about being scared of something or whatnot, and I say, like, how long is that realistically going to be?
ooh,
Right?
yeah. I
Like,
think you just challenged me not too long ago about something I shared with you, and you're like, "How long are you gonna be uncomfortable with that?" I was like,
oh, yeah.
So,
Totally. I guess it's a recent theme for me. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
how long are we going to sit in that uncomfortable feeling for?
So, yeah, that's the question to everybody is like, how long
Yeah.
do you want to sit in that discomfort of longing, right?
Yeah.
Is when you're thinking about the things that you want to do, obviously it's do no harm, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to do something that is good and growth inducing and, chasing that curiosity and such. So when we're talking about that, how oftentimes we depart from our own um, kind of focus or desire to grow and
Mhm.
put it on the back burner. And
Yeah.
it can be something as simple as doing your doom pile on your table where you've just stacked and stacked and stacked things and you're like, oh, I'll
Yeah.
get to it someday, to taking that trip. There are some people who have never, and some people who will probably be listening to this, who have never left the town they were born in.
Yeah.
And there was never a challenge for it, or some people say, "Oh, well, it's never anything I've been curious about," or I have everything I need." And certainly not going to be like, "Oh, you have to now do what we would do,"
Mhm.
but there's an inspiration aspect to it, and I would challenge people to look at the things that they're interested in life and see kind of where they come from,
Yeah.
and then you'll see it's not always in your backyard. It's not always just outside your door. It's even more beyond that. And I think when you get comfortable in being uncomfortable, perfectly
Mhm.
said, Mary, is you almost seek out that next opportunity to be uncomfortable. And
Mm.
as long as you're okay with sucking at something new and really just accepting that even if somebody else is going to judge you, they're not the one doing the work.
Yeah.
So, and even if it's somebody who has done the work and gone ahead of you and is casting judgment because you're starting, that's not the mentor or the person you want to exemplify or
Yeah.
go after. I think what
Those
we want to do is build a community of not like minded, but like challenging um, vantage points to really get people out of that comfort zone and to encourage them for growth. And
right.
so, where we have people who are going to be just starting, we're going to be talking to people who have gotten there. And
Yeah.
either they have gotten there and have remained successful, they've gotten there and it failed, and
Or they've learned something.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
course corrected or whatever. It's oftentimes where you're guaranteed, and I don't wanna be, like a cliche in this, but it's like you're guaranteed to fail at everything you're not starting. You're not
Yeah.
even going to try.
Yeah.
Um, so we're going to challenge that. We're gonna challenge it for ourselves. We're gonna challenge it for each other, and
Right.
we're going to hopefully, well, not hopefully, we're gonna open it up to a community of other people who want to break that comfort.
Yeah. I think what I'm excited about with doing this with you is talking to the real life people that we're going to talk to and find out what their then when was, right? And how they got there and what their journey was like there. Guarantee you, no one's journey is going to be like, oh, yeah, I thought about it. I did it. It was fab.
Oh,
Yay.
imagine.
Um, I'm sure we're going to hear some really cool stories, from different people doing all sorts of things in the world. I still cannot believe that in 2026 here, we still don't know about all of the things that you can do as jobs or that people just do as hobbies. And I always love learning more of that stuff. So I'm excited to be curious about what I can take from these conversations too, because I'm a huge podcast nerd and I am excited to learn from this experience.
Yeah. And I think like some of the other pieces of it is we are setting ourselves out there too. And it's not that we're trying to hide or be perfect. I mean, we're not going to uh, essentially pretend like this is perfectly polished and that we know
Mm.
everything that we're doing. We love to hear feedback. Want to hear from everybody out there. And there is going to be opportunities to bring in people who have absolutely like knocked it out of the park, and they might be people who also want to offer their time to other people who are interested in the same spaces.
Yeah. Oh,
So
so are you talking about connecting people globally?
It's creating a
Look at
community.
you. Oh, guys, we are creating such a fantastic community. I'm so excited. We're going to have so many different ways for you guys to interact with us and one another. We really want this to be a place that lifts each other up. And so, if that's what you're here for, we're your fun aunties for that. I love saying we're the fun aunties.
Yeah.
Um, because, that's what we're here for. We're here to be real about what's really going on with us. We're here to show up for you guys authentically. And yeah, we're here for it all. And I'm here to hang out with you, Serena.
I mean, what better way to
I
do
know.
something different and cool and terrifying sometimes? I mean, I feel like a lot of times, like there's a lot of people who don't speak out or do these kinds of things because it can be very vulnerable to put yourself out into a public forum and a lot of times a faceless forum, right? A lot of people
Yeah.
can be behind screens. So trying to break that, trying to cultivate people who can let their fear or anger go in those spaces because a lot of
Mm,
that, like they can turn that anger into themselves and say, I never started that, should,
yeah.
coulda, woulda. And I want to just impress upon people that you can start now.
Yeah.
You can start
Start
now
anytime.
anytime.
Because the thing is that taking that first initial step is sometimes the hardest, right?
Mhm.
So taking that step and then the next step and then the step after that. And then guess what, guys? You're gaining behavioral momentum. Uh-oh. I'm here to
Oh,
be a behavior nerd.
she's
But
totally a behavior nerd, guys.
sorry, I can't help it. Yeah, no, but that's really the key is taking that initial step, right? What's the next step? And the thing is that small steady steps along the way is what's going to get you there. We don't need that magical moment. Sometimes Serena and I can get lost in the sauce, I hope you don't mind me saying,
Mhm. No, no, I
of,
don't mind.
can we put this out there? What does this look like? Is it ready? I mean, is anything
Uh,
ever really ready? Let's be honest, right?
no, and if
And
you muck it up, you know that you've mucked it up. In a lot of cases, everybody's like, "No, I didn't even notice that." And you're like, "Oh,
exactly.
yeah, yeah." So,
Yeah,
yeah. And
I love it.
yeah. And it's when you say lost in the sauce too, I was like, also when you're saying it's not magic, I'm like, oh yes, but there's always a little magic. I'm
Oh,
like always like, let's
magic.
introduce some of that. Like I'm not
Did I
gonna
say
lie.
there was no magic?
Where Mary is a big behavioral, like almost kind of data and logic nerd about things, I am definitely a woo-woo nerd about things. And I also have a very logical brain and a very whimsical brain. And so oftentimes if you see me kind of short circuit over here, it's because both of them are fighting. It's like you have two wolves inside of you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But but yeah, like I feel like there's a connection. I think it's kind of like a big energy of things. And when you are
Mhm.
surrounded by other energies, I think, didn't you? Yeah, I think Mary, you might have mentioned something to me a while ago, but that you're the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Or
Mm.
I might be attributing it to you. It might be somebody else. But hey, I'll give it to
Well,
you.
if it sounds smart, that is definitely something I
Totally
said to
yours.
you.
So, so that's why I think that if you consider somebody who's like-minded, but you also go, this person would be somebody that could challenge me in certain ways, right?
Yeah. Hold you
Definitely.
accountable.
Yeah, just definitely, see how you feel around these different people and see if they are going to be igniters or if they're going to be somebody who makes you think of things a little bit
Mhm.
differently. I I
Yeah.
I tend to start to audit a little bit of the access that certain personalities or energies have on me. Not that I need yes men surrounding me, but
Sure.
I always go, I like yes and people.
Exactly.
And if you're gonna show up and you're just gonna poo-poo everything, I'm gonna go, well, maybe you're not my audience to have a conversation about this. I'm
Yeah.
not seeking your guidance or approval or validation or confirmation. So but I'm also not going to take offense if somebody does sit there and go, have you thought about this though?
Yeah,
So
definitely. I think
yeah.
all about being, respectful too,
Correct.
really understanding that you have your perspective and I have my perspective, and there's been a whole lifetime of shaping that for us, right?
Mhm.
And so, how can we sit down at the table and kind of chat about these things while being curious, non judgmental, respectful, and also holding our boundaries? When you've said, what kind of energy do people give? Oh my gosh. I was just thinking about like, it's important to audit that, right? In your life. Like, is your energy being sucked from certain people? And what does that look like for you? Is there a boundary you have to draw there? That kind of stuff. Because for me, at least, that could be really draining,
Mhm.
and then that drains the different areas of, or the different roles I play in the different areas of my life. And that doesn't feel good.
It gives more credence to the excuses to put off the things that you're wanting to do for yourself.
Yeah. Well,
You
then
know?
I'm exhausted. I'm not
Correct.
feeling great, So
When
what
I've
then?
rested, I'll do that, right?
Yeah, exactly. When this time comes, when that time comes. But you know what? Honestly, I hate to be so blunt, but we could all be dead tomorrow. And so, what are we going to do with our lives? Shoulda, woulda, coulda has passed us by. And
Mm.
now, what are we doing?
So,
And that's what we're here for.
yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna challenge well, not challenge it, but I'm gonna bring it up. Mary,
Yeah.
within the last couple of months, have you
Yeah.
had a then when win?
Oh, totally. Okay, so my then when is not grandiose, but it is really meaningful to me. And it was around the holiday time. I usually get this really great, we'll call it Puerto Rican eggnog. It's called coquito. I get it from a coworker of mine. She makes it really well, and it's amazing. And I wasn't able to see her this year. And I was so disappointed that I wasn't going to drink coquito around the holidays. It's a bit of tradition of ours. And so I was bummed out. And then I just thought to myself, I should make this, like it's not that serious. And then I saw a friend who's Dominican, and we were talking about it, and she was like, "Oh, you should totally make that." And it was like the push that I needed,
The
because
permission,
the
right?
permission, right? Because for me, making this thing that is outside of my culture, right, was like up here. Like, how could I make coquito? Meanwhile, like, I make tons of stuff outside of my culture. So I don't know. But for me, it was like on a high tier, probably because my coworkers was so good, right? And then I was like, no, I'm going to totally do this. And I did it. It came out so fantastic. Everyone loved it. So I was, feeling good that I made this and it turned out well. And I felt good about myself, right? And every time somebody asked for it or whatnot, I was so happy to share it with them. And it just filled all of those different buckets or areas for me. And it reinforced me, doing stuff like that in the future. It was really exciting to, have done that thing that I held all the way up here, but do stuff like that all the time in other areas of my life.
Yeah, it kind of just drove home that you were capable of doing it, right? There
Totally.
was no other thing holding you back other than maybe a little bit of just I don't want to say taking for granted that your coworker was automatically just going to make it,
Yeah.
but the fact that that existed, it could exist outside of your effort essentially to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then also just taking it upon yourself, and it's something that you shared with your family, which is even better, right? Like you got to
Yeah.
share it beyond just yourself, so it really kind of emanated from you at that point. So
Yeah. And I think you hit the nail on the head. It really made me feel capable. And then I was wondering what else I'm capable of, right? Like, so it kind of started a snowball effect for me,
mhm.
but we'll talk more about that later. That's a teaser.
Teaser, teaser, teaser. Yeah,
What
I
about you, Serena? What's
ooh,
your then when moment?
ooh, my then when win,
Your
right?
then when
For
win.
okay. I mean, I've started to embrace a little bit more of this whole concept, right? And it has to be a really big reason for me not to do something, other than just having a massive backlog and like what gets priority, right?
Yeah.
Um, but uh, So I'm a diver. I've been diving since I think 2015 or somewhat, but being kind of landlocked, I'm not getting a lot of access to diving. And um, over the last month, went out to a trip, and one of the dives I didn't know it was going to happen. And I'm not typically someone who's afraid of doing some of these kinds of things, but this time I was a little bit nervous because I knew from other people diving a particular site that there were bull sharks around the area, and these guys are
Oh my
huge.
gosh.
And
Real
um,
sharks?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I've dove with sharks before, like Caribbean, like black tip reef sharks, stuff like that, and kind of in controlled settings. But you can never tell when you're dealing with animals. You just can't tell.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
shark.
I know. Well, that's because of everybody's Shark Week experiences and such, but it was exhilarating. I did have a little bit of like a moment of having to collect myself underwater,
Mhm.
and kind of being out in this very kind of eerie setting that the visibility wasn't the greatest, but you could still see. But off in the distance, you would see this kind of silhouette, and there was at least six of these guys, like
Oh my
circling
gosh.
around, and it
Like a
was
sharknado?
yeah, yeah, not quite. No, maybe a baby one,
Oh
but,
my gosh.
so, like the shark whirlpool, but on the small
Oh,
side.
oh my goodness.
Um, but that isn't something, I mean, that's something that I've always been like, "Can I do that? Like, can I do that and keep composure?"
Oh,
And I did, and it would be something I would absolutely do again now. I would
yeah.
still be very aware of my surroundings and, of course, obviously be mindful of not, you know, just antagonizing the wildlife, which is kind of your natural state underwater. You should never go and chase down and touch the wildlife, as exciting as it might seem. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that one
Definitely
was
not
a
a
then
shark.
when that I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it whenever. But then all of a sudden the then when kind of almost got imposed upon me, right?
Yeah.
And so I just took it. I took
How
it and
did
I was like,
you
here we
keep
go.
your composure when it was like you and a shark?
Well, there were
What were you
two that came up
doing?
behind us, the group,
Ay,
and
Dios mío.
I just turned around and I looked at them and they went boop and they went right around us. So I was like, okay. I
My
said, as long as we
gosh.
have an understanding, I'm not here to hurt you. Please don't make me a snack.
Yeah.
But again, like I think that most of the parts of about like sharks, and I don't want to give them a bad name because they are really majestic and beautiful. It is an experience to share water with them in a space,
Wow.
that's for sure. But um yeah, I think that under normal circumstances, I might have let my fear take over and go, "I'm gonna sit
Mm,
out this dive."
yeah.
And I just sat there and I was like, "I don't know if I'll ever have this opportunity again."
And
And
that was it for you?
that was it. Yeah, that was it for me, and it was just to state that I know I can work through a panic attack underwater,
Mhm.
or I can work through those kinds of things, and there's a lot of things that kinda put you in it, but if I hadn't, I wouldn't have been able to experience that and have this sense of understanding and not necessarily comfort, because I feel like you still need to be very aware of your surroundings when you're
Yeah,
in those kinds of situations.
for
But
sure.
the reverence that I got and gained from it was so important, and to be able to speak to other people about it, because a lot of people will sit there and they'll go, "Oh, I would never. I could never."
Yeah.
And I just want to say it's possible. It's really possible, and it might not be your cup of tea, and that's a-okay. You could have your own shark moment, and that is what you can bring to the conversation. So,
Yeah. I think I'd rather have a moment with I don't know, like a clownfish or something.
oh, but they're so cute too.
That would
So,
be so cute if like me and a clownfish hung out in a sea anemone, like in find I just want to be in Finding Nemo again.
I think, Mary, I think we found a then when for you is to actually get you scuba certified.
Oh
So
my
let's
gosh, I
work on
am
that.
so claustrophobic. I've always
Mhm.
been scared of scuba diving because of that.
Yeah. So maybe it's time to
Yeah,
challenge a little bit of that. Like there's
true.
baby steps you can take to get
Yeah,
there.
first I'm getting through getting going to the dentist to get a cleaning where they've got all that stuff in my mouth. I'm like, I can breathe. I'm okay. Everything is fine. I'm
We can
alive.
tackle any then when, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If you just
Even the
cannot get
dentist.
through the dentist, we'll figure it out. Okay. One of us will come and hold your hand, whatever.
Uh,
Someone nearby can be your support system, get you through it.
oh
You're
my
made of tough
gosh.
stuff.
Wouldn't that be so beautiful if we
Oh.
built this community and people were like, then when task rabbiting or something like that? Like,
Yeah,
I need a buddy.
the
I keep
fiber of then wins.
Oh yeah, Fiverr. Jeez, I am so tech unsavvy here.
No, it's the
Um,
same thing. It's pretty much.
yeah, it's the cool version of what TaskRabbit used to be. I don't know. I don't know
Who
anything
knows?
about any of this stuff. I put my own stuff together from IKEA
Mary's so
begrudgingly.
independent. She doesn't do any TaskRabbit, no Fiverr. She's like, I will figure this out. I have the
I will
audacity.
I will do this myself.
I do the same thing. I'm like, I will move this furniture all by myself. I
Oh
don't care if it's a sectional couch. I will lift it. But
yeah,
I have
if
60
you
bags of groceries, one trip, guys. That's
one
what's going
trip,
to
let me
happen.
close the trunk with my foot.
All the blood circulation's dead in my arms, but I made it in one trip.
What
So,
about all the lines that you get? Well, not so much anymore since we're not doing plastic grocery bags, but
no, we're
man,
using our reusable totes like
I
responsible,
mean,
eco-conscious people.
everyone's got 5,000 reusable totes at their house.
And they always leave them at home when they get to the grocery store.
It is the worst.
The worst.
The
So,
worst.
I
Oh
know.
gosh. Well, this has
So,
been so fun.
absolutely.
If nobody listens to this, I will just be happy talking to you and having a record of it. You know what? Oh my gosh, I just realized that.
What?
We're making like little time capsules of our friendship.
Oh,
And
that's lovely.
when we're 100 years old, we can watch it together on our holographic things.
Yeah, and our new bionic ears because they won't work anymore naturally.
Jeez. Ouch.
Oh, hey.
Serena with the real talk.
Well, it's because we both have gone to a lot of concerts without any ear
I know.
protection. So,
Yeah, but now that I'm old, I always bring my earplugs. I don't care how silly I look.
oh, it's fine. So,
Got to protect that hearing.
yeah. All right,
We've
guys.
gotten off track.
No,
This
I
has
know,
been
but
so fun. I am so excited to see everyone next week and chat with you next week about more of our then when stuff and start talking to our guests, which are going to be real people. If you feel like you can be on then when, give us a shout out. I mean, definitely find a way to reach out to us on, all our different platforms
yeah,
and let
we'll
us
be
know.
setting up some formal aspects. Again, it's kind of part of the whole thing is we didn't
Yeah.
wait till we had this all perfect. We're still learning and setting things up along the way. So,
Yeah. So
we
tune in
appreciate
next
your
week
patience.
for how you can reach out to us because we'll have that figured out by then.
Yeah, right. That'll be our
Then
next
when,
little demo
Serena,
plan.
then when.
Then when. So, yeah. But yeah, we definitely want to hear from everybody and,
Yeah.
and really just what's going on in your world? What do you have
Yeah.
that's got you gummed up? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Or what did you just accomplish that you're so dang proud of yourself about and you want to
Totally.
share it with the world? We're here for it, man. So,
Yeah. I love it.
excellent.
All right,
All right,
people.
guys. Well, Mary, it's been
Serena,
a pleasure.
pleasure is all mine,
Oh,
Serena.
so,
Peace
all
out,
right.
Cub Scout. We'll
Thanks
have
for
to
listening,
find a
guys.
good way to end it. Peace
Yeah, we'll
out, Cub
figure that out
Scout.
too. So be like,
Adios,
let's play this
folks.
out.
I'll just try them all out right now.
Go, come on, riff.
Riff, riff, riff.
Well,
Oh my
no rap,
gosh.
no rap. Oh
We're not
no.
rapping yet. That is in a further episode. So if you stick with us, season 2, I'll be rapping for sure.
Oh, Mary,
Oh my gosh.
just put that out there. There you go. It's
Then
done.
when, Serena?
Then when? Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Take care. Be well, friends.
Oh, be well. So that's it for today's episode of Then When. Honestly, we could talk about this stuff forever, but we know you've probably got things to do, or at least a very long list of things you're thinking about doing.
It's been a blast, but before we head out, we want to hear from you. We're looking for your then and your when.
Exactly. If you've got a recent win you're proud of, that's your then. Or if there's a back burner dream item you've been putting off, that's your win.
Whether it's a total triumph or help, I'm procrastinating, we want to share your stories on the show.
Seriously, come say hi. You can DM us at thenwhenpod or shoot us an email. We can't wait to hear what you're working on.
Until next time, take care of yourself. We'll catch you on the flip.